this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot, and welcome to your August 2019 monthly tarot forecast. There's the Hierophant, Aries, so a Taurus individual could be significant for some of you. But maybe there are some Aries that maybe you're dealing with. It could be like a large company or institution, something like that here in August. Lots of documents, paperwork, things like that, legal matters even. Let's stick him back in. I want to give these cards a little bit more of a shuffle here. What does Aries need to know for August 2019? Also, the Hierophant represents marriage, more traditional relationships. So I could be reading for some Aries that maybe that's what you're moving towards here in August. Aries, August 2019. What does Aries need to know? Please show me. So I will be putting down a second layer here, Aries. There's the Nine of Wands. And then I'll also be pulling you an overall additional guidance card, a love and relationship focused oracle card, and then a health and well-being focused oracle as well. So lots of additional guidance. All right, Aries. So at the bottom of the deck here, very interesting, I have the Knight of Pentacles, and this is the overall energy for you guys. So maybe some of you Aries are getting organized here. You could be organizing your home, documents, things like that, getting organized. This could also be, you know, in your workspace as well. Knight of Pentacles, though, can represent financial news or even an offer that's coming in. So for some of you Aries, you have an offer that's coming in here in August. Other Aries, this is more of a slow moving energy. But the Knight of Pentacles doesn't just represent that slower paced energy. He's a planner, and he's very strategic, and he makes, you know, he takes steps at his own pace here. He makes plans, and he's very careful. And so this could be your energy, Aries. You know, maybe you're just very careful here. You're planning, you're getting organized. Here underneath the Knight of Pentacles, we have, okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles. Very nice. Some of you, this is maybe what you're actually striving for. This is what you're moving towards, because we have the Nine of Pentacles, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Very nice. So this is the direction that you're moving in. And so if you're an Aries, especially like an Aries male here, if you're an Aries male, Nine of Pentacles for me is someone who, it is one of my independent cards. It for me speaks about someone who's on their own. They've accomplished quite a bit. They're doing quite well for themselves. It's a card that also speaks about status. But we have the 9 and then we have the 1 here. And 9 and 1 is 10. And so I could be reading for some Aries that, you know, maybe on the relationship front here in August, you're seeing growth. You're making plans, you're maybe moving forward carefully here, but you're actually seeing growth here. And you're moving closer to your goal. Other Aries, this is a lot of pentacles here. So you're definitely manifesting some money here. Things could be looking up for you here financially. Right at the center, which is energy that you're starting the month with, we have the Four of Swords crossed by the Ten of Wands. So maybe some of you Aries are waiting here right at the start of the month, or whenever you're watching this video. So it also could be for you Aries at the end of July. Four of Swords for me, energetically speaking, is not much going on. There even could be some Aries that maybe you're on vacay, you could be taking some time off of work, spending some time alone, and maybe it was needed because we have the Ten of Wands here. So some of you Aries that I'm reading for, maybe you've unburdened yourself. Maybe you've released some of these responsibilities that you were carrying around here. With the Ten of Wands, this is you having a lot on your plate, but here with the Four of Swords, some of you could have actually maybe dropped some of this here. And maybe you're going to be recharging with the Four of Swords, spending some time alone, recharging your batteries, maybe even carrying a heavy load or working 2 jobs. You could have quit one of the jobs here, which gives you a little bit more downtime. Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be different for all of you, but I feel like for some of you, this is you unburdening yourself in some way. And if you've been thinking about doing that, this is what's needed. Maybe you're doing this carefully with this Knight of Pentacles energy because he moves forward at his own pace. And so some of you could be in the process here. You might be releasing something that's been weighing on you with the Ten of Wands, a heavy load. And maybe you're an Aries who's single. Maybe you've been like handling everything on your own. There could be someone coming in that's actually going to help kind of, you know, take some of these burdens from you for those of you that this is on the love front. What's interesting, Aries, is at your foundation, I have the Tower. And so something could have happened prior. The Tower can be that very sudden energy coming in, things happening when you least expect them. So maybe some of you, there could have been a loss. It could have been a loss of a job for some of you. But this already happened. This has already happened. And with the Tower, it's not automatically negative. Don't think that. It can really go in either direction. So those of you that are unemployed, I mean, you could have, if you weren't laid off, you could have quit a job, because for me, the Tower can be you suddenly just dropping the bomb here. You taking drastic action here. And so maybe you quit a job, maybe you got angry, you could have blew up with the Tower energy. So something happened prior. It's behind you though, which has led to this, which with the Four of Swords, we see you taking a break and we see you healing. For some of you, this is you healing, getting over this. If it's been weighing you down, maybe some of you lost your temper and it's been bothering you. But you're getting over it. You're actually getting over it. In the recent past, I have the Empress. So this is a woman. So you Aries females, this could be you. Other Aries, this is a woman in your life that's significant. So this could be your girlfriend. This could be someone you're moving towards. This could be your wife, your mother. We have this woman in the recent past that was significant. So if there was like an argument or something happen, it could have been with a woman. Maybe you found something out. The Tower energy can also be that awakening, that enlightenment coming in when you least expect it. And so we have a woman here. For a very small number of you Aries females, this could be something to do with your health, and maybe you're taking some time out of work, or maybe you're just contemplating as far as what you should do, how you can unburden yourself. Here, this for a very small number of Aries women, this will have to do with health related matters, which we are going to look at that later on with the Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle deck. Crowning you, we have the Six of Pentacles. So yeah, those of you that this is on the health front, I think that this is what's needed, is you need to bring in that balance. And so if you are an Aries and you have a family, and, you know, if you work full time, or maybe some of you are working 2 jobs, whatever it is, I think that this is where your focus is here in August, which is you wanting to feel definitely more balanced here. You want to bring in that balance. So you want to share some of these responsibilities. Some of you need some help here. Some of you need some you time. This is going to serve you well. That's going to bring in that balance. The Empress also speaks about new beginnings, planting those seeds. It's that very fertile energy. And so the Tower can represent a building. Maybe some of you began something new here in the recent past, and you could just be waiting for those seeds to sprout, basically. Here, Six of Pentacles, maybe waiting on receiving news, waiting on receiving an offer, waiting for some sort of help to come in. Could be a loan on a house for some of you. Here in the near future, so energy around the second week, we do have Strength. So some of you, Aries, could be dealing with a Leo. There could be a Leo person here significant at this time. But I feel like those of you that are waiting on news or waiting on a loan, waiting on this financial opportunity to come in, you might still be waiting here. So you could be relying on that inner strength here around the second week. But you have some pretty powerful majors. So we see change coming in here in August, no matter what. And I think the Tower energy at your foundation was like the beginning of this. It's, it's a shake-up for the better. And so this is you being patient. This is you waiting. Some of you planning, though, with this energy. And then in the position of your power, Aries, we have Justice. And so around the third week, if you are waiting on news to come in, it could be coming in here at this time. Some of you could be signing a lease, signing a contract. A legal document could be significant at this time. Now, for those of you that, if you were laid off or something like that, if there was something that happened suddenly prior, if you felt as though it wasn't fair, Strength, we see you being strong. We see you having that inner strength to get through this. And then we have Justice here around the third week. So this could be some fairness that's coming in for you, some karmic justice, things feeling fear at this time, even if they didn't feel fear prior. And here, this is in the position of your power. So we have Justice, and then we have the Six of Pentacles here crowning you. So again, it's all about finding the right balance. And I think that some of you, that's just really how you want to feel, because maybe this is a heavy load that you were carrying for a little while and things could have felt, out of balance here. But this is what you're focused on here in August. And also some of you healing, definitely seeing that. Here in the position of how others are viewing you, we have the Star. So very nice. So some of you absolutely can be viewed as the star. Maybe you are a star, Aries. In some way, you could be in the spotlight. Maybe you work in the public eye, or you could be landing a job in that field. But this is a lot of healing energy. It's also an optimistic energy. So we have the Four of Swords, we have the Star. And so whatever happened prior, we see you healing. We see you definitely, if you were very emotional or if something was bothering you, we see you right at the start of the month. For some of you, this is the end of July here. I mean, you're already kind of feeling definitely more peaceful here and letting it go. And so this is very beautiful energy coming in here around the third week with Justice, the Star, and then in the Hopes and Fears, we have the Eight of Wands. So again, some of you are waiting on some sort of news, but this is also like a shift in the energy, things beginning to happen here, maybe happening a little bit quicker than they have been prior. So some of you, this is what you're waiting on. And then energy that you're leaving the month with Aries, we have the Nine of Wands. And when I was shuffling, this card popped out. So Nine of Wands is someone who's not giving up. This speaks about that resilience. This is your perseverance paying off, Aries. You're not giving up. For those of you that, this is an ongoing matter, you've been dealing with it, you've come this far, you're certainly not going to quit right now at the end of the month here. So for some of you, that's how you resonate with this. But the Nine of Wands for me also speaks about boundaries. And so I think that some of you, because it's so very important for you Aries here in August, that things be more in balance. This could be with your relationship, family matters, with your employer, really with all areas of your life. This is you putting up some boundaries. And so I think that maybe some of you were dealing with something prior and things didn't feel fair. And so this is you putting up some boundaries, Aries. So it just depends on which Aries you are. For some of you, this is you hanging in there and not giving up, and you have that, that inner strength here, you're persevering. And then others, this is you putting up some boundaries here, which I think is a good thing. But let's go ahead and layer for you, Aries. We're putting down a second layer here for Aries, August 2019. Three of Pentacles, building, working hard. Really, really focused on your work. If you don't work for a living, whatever it is that you have going on in your life here, Aries, in August, this is you incredibly focused on that. Devoting a lot of time and energy. And for some of you, this is you building. Okay, here we have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Chariot. So yeah, the energy will shift if you're dealing with a slower moving energy here, in Aries, in August. The energy will shift, and we have good news. Here we have the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. It's like your perseverance will pay off. Here we have the Page of Pentacles. The Chariot is a card of victory. So we have, for some of you, a financial opportunity or news that's coming in. For some of you, it will bring in that balance. Aries, what else does Aries need to know here for August? Interesting, Aries. And we'll just take a peek at what's at the bottom of this deck here. We have the Ten of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is family matters, also property matters. So very, very interesting. We have some repeat cards here. Right at the center, we had the Four of Swords, and now we have the Hermit. So for some of you, Aries, this is you definitely spending time alone, going off, contemplating. So here with the Ten of Pentacles, maybe some of you are taking care of like wills and things like that. There's some planning that's going on here. You could be contemplating certain decisions here. We have in the challenge position that Ten of Wands, but now we have Justice. Now we have Justice. And so we have Justice coming up here around the third week. And so I think that some of you are definitely maybe, dealing with some legal stuff or some legal documents, making some important family decisions here. Maybe you're even speaking to an attorney, wills and things like that, taking care of like maybe inheritances and things like that. For some of you at your foundation, we have the Tower with the Magician. And so I view the Magician as an empowered energy here. And you see the infinity symbol here. So this can definitely be some of you Aries, like making some moves, maybe shocking some people, shaking things up here. And now that's why we see you kind of sitting, contemplating, maybe figuring out what your next step is going to be. And then here in the recent past, we have the Empress with the Knight of Rods. So travel, physical travel, could have been in the cards for some of you prior. You could have traveled to see this woman. This woman could have came to see you, Aries. This could be your mother. For those of you that this is a little bit more negative here, the Magician can be like that trickster. He can be someone who's manipulative. So maybe for those of you that this is like more negative, there could have been a lie or something that was revealed. There was that enlightenment that came in, maybe in regards to a magician here. But if that's the case, we see you doing something about it. So some of you are speaking to an attorney. You're thinking about what you're going to do next and how you're going to handle something here. Now, physical travel could have been in the cards here. Prior, what's interesting is we now have the Empress twice. So some of you are dealing with a woman. I'm reading for some Aries women. But the Empress crowning you, for some of you, this is a woman you're thinking about. Maybe this is a woman you want to help. You could be waiting on hearing or receiving something from this woman. Other Aries, I think that you planted some seeds here prior. Maybe you had to travel to do this, or you know, this was you just really inspired, taking action, very creative energy that you're working with prior, Aries. And maybe, yeah, you took some sudden action here prior, maybe in the month of July, and you planted those seeds. And I think that you're seeing growth here in the month of August. What's interesting is around the second week, we have strength, but then we have the Tower. And so we have the Tower at your foundation. And so for some of you, this Tower energy, you definitely have already experienced it. Others, it could be coming in around the second week. But if that's the case, and again, don't think that this is automatically negative, because it's not. It can go in either direction. Here we have strength. And so whatever this is, however you're resonating with this, you're going to handle it. You're going to get through it. This is you having that inner strength, that courage that you'll need here at this time. I feel like for some of you, this is you dealing with legal documents, inheritances, wills, things like that, property. Some of you even 2 properties. You're waiting on things to come through. You're waiting on maybe signing some stuff here. You're doing some financial planning here with this Knight of Pentacles. Definitely could be reading for some older Aries. You know, you're definitely taking care of, it could be wills and things like that. You know, you might have a large family. And so I feel like some of you are definitely making some big decisions as far as assets and things like that. Maybe even like bank accounts, all of that. Here in the power, the position of your power, we have Justice, and then we have the 7 of Cups here. And so looking at options for some of you, making very important decisions, maybe narrowing it down. If something was a little confusing, or you needed more information, like you couldn't maybe see your options clearly here, things weren't too clear. I mean, some of you around the third week, this is clarity coming in with this Tower and then the 7 of Cups here. So for some of you, this is clarity coming in, I feel. If things were a little hazy, or you were a little unsure as far as what you should do, and Mercury was retrograde prior, you know, maybe you were just contemplating, you weren't sure what you should do about something, or how you should handle something. Here around the third week could be when you're actually taking care of that. And then in the position of how others are viewing you, we have the Star, and then we have the World. So I could be reading for some Aries that maybe an Aquarius person is significant. The World is something coming full circle though. So for some of you, something's completing, you're graduating to something new, you're starting that next chapter, that next phase. And this is some really positive, optimistic, beautiful energy that you're experiencing here at this time. And again, maybe you felt like something wasn't fair prior, but now around the third week is when you're starting to maybe really feel like things are more fair and balanced here at this time. In the hopes and fears, we have the 8 of Rods, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which we have that Knight of Pentacles as the overall energy. So again, some of you are waiting on news, information, and offer to come in. I also feel like this is, for those of you that something's been slow moving, this is you definitely hoping here that at some point here in August, the energy shifts and things really begin to move forward a little bit quicker. And then here, energy that you're leaving August with, going into September, we have that 9 of Wands, which I mentioned I felt like for some of you it's boundaries. Either you or someone you're dealing with has put up some boundaries. We have the Eight of Cups here. So Eight of Cups doesn't always have to be like walking away, giving up on someone or something emotionally, although it can be. It can represent that. But this is you looking forward here. Eight of Cups is you moving on, moving forward. I'm just seeing what I'm getting here. Yeah, I feel like for those of you Aries, that you put up some sort of boundaries with someone. So this could be with, you know, a family member. This could be on the love front. I feel like this is you actually kind of letting your guard down a little bit. I feel like this is you ready to move forward with someone or something. You might have had maybe some walls up, some boundaries, but I feel like for those of you that this is with a family member or on the love front, I feel like this is you kind of actually releasing some of that here. And I feel like this is a very positive energy. It's almost like you had to kind of prepare yourself because you know that you're starting the next chapter here. It's almost like some of you had to kind of prepare and get ready for this. Let's go ahead and pull you. Let's go ahead and pull you just an overall additional guidance card. This is the Blessed Bee Oracle deck. Aries, August 2019. What else does Aries need to know? And those of you that were dealing with someone where they had some boundaries up, maybe they're a very guarded individual, you could be seeing that kind of drop here at the end of August. Someone could be letting their guard down. It might take a little bit of time. So if this is on the relationship front, maybe it's going to take a little while for you to get to this point here, but I feel like this is very positive. All right, here we go. And then focusing on love and relationship matters for you, Aries, for August 2019. What else does Aries need to know? Focusing on love and relationship matters for Aries. Definitely could be reading for some Aries females. You're a beautiful woman. You have a lot to offer. We've seen underneath this Knight of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. So some of you are in a good place. And, you know, if this is on the love front, you know, some of you have your walls up because maybe something happened prior. Okay. Now focusing on health and well-being for Aries here. All right, this card just came right out. Okay, so the additional guidance card for you, Aries, for August is a blessing for solace and hope. Very nice. So we see lots of healing energy here. For some of you, Aries, right at the start of the month, we see you spending some time alone. Then around the third week, we have the Star. And so there's going to be healing. There's going to be healing. There's the need for you to stay positive, to have hope. Again, someone's dropping their walls, those boundaries. It could be you, especially you Aries females. This is you now ready to move forward with the Eight of Cups. So lots of healing energy. And then focusing on love life, we do have be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. Interesting. Yeah. So some of you, I feel like, yeah, you know, something maybe happened prior. You put those walls up. Really needing to pay attention to how you're feeling here, Aries, what it is that you want. Do things that feel right. You know, don't let those walls down until you feel like it's the right time. Don't push yourself, which with this energy, you really won't. You are going to move at your own pace, which is very good. So be authentic to who you are. what you deserve. And then focusing on health and well-being, we have do more research. Dear God and Archangel Raphael, thank you for clearly and gently leading me to the information that I need to know for my well-being. Please give me the courage to be assertive as I take charge of my health care needs. All right, so this is focusing on health and well-being. So if you're an Aries that has anything going on the health front, needing to maybe get online, needing to do some research, maybe talk to a bunch of different people that maybe have dealt with whatever it is that you're dealing with. So needing to do research. But for other Aries as well, you know, those of you that have legal matters, you're dealing with property and other things here. Here we see some of you definitely spending some time alone here and contemplating. So maybe this is something that can help you, Aries, is doing research. And for some of you, this is going to be very helpful for you. All right, so if you're an Aries that, again, if something happened, which I'm not getting this for too many of you, but if something did happen, it was a little shocking, and if it affected you negatively, if you felt as though something was unfair, don't lose help. You have lots of healing energy coming up here in August, but maybe what can help you to bring in that justice is maybe doing more research here, Aries, okay? All right, Aries, so I hope that you found this reading helpful. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. If you are interested in having a private reading with me, please check out northeasttarot.com. Over on Vimeo, I do have the Love Tarot forecast for the month of August. If that's something that you're interested in, the link is below. All right, Aries, have a great month. Take care.